My mom's gonna just be like, Sean, I told you not to critique Southeastern. All right, and welcome to the Two Dudes podcast, where our opening is the sound of a fresh sun drop being poured into a glass. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Just dig right in.
I totally missed the cup on that one. I need to get some napkins.
Okay. And so this is the beginning of a great adventure for two theology students who we're going to try to talk about some cultural topics that might get us expelled. Who knows?
It's already doomed to fail.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. Man.
This is how we're going to enjoy our Bojangles dinner.
Sun-dropping sponsors. Sun-drop.
With Sun-drop and Bojangles, sponsor us. We just need $50. That's it.
Yes, sir. I need something to pay my gas. Okay, so, Ryan, how's your day been?
My day's been good. I pulled my back out this weekend.
Oh, that's wild.
So I got a back brace today I got to put on later. But I'm sure I can get through this podcast even though these wooden chairs are terrible.
Dude, you're such like an old man in a young man's body. That's wild. Like, maybe you'll die and your soul will just go ahead and immediately plunge into hell. So,
I'm just going to work at the pharmacy till one day I actually join the people I work with, at the nursing home.
I mean, if you want to always bring some prescription drugs by my house, I'm more than happy to go and experience what is a head trip. Okay, so first of all,
how about you? How's your day?
Dude, I slept an 8. I don't know what else you want. That's probably going to be the majority of what I say. Every time we do this podcast, I'm going to be like, yeah, I slept an 8. It'd be like that. Yes, sir. My girlfriend texts me. I'll be like, why are you so lazy? I'd be like, I don't know.
We know you don't read or anything. We know you just write the papers and somehow keep getting hundreds. We don't really
yes, sir. That's how that 3-point. Hear that, kids? If you're listening to all this, you're about to go into college. It's coming from somebody with a relatively high GPA. You don't have to read anything. Just SparkNote it.
SparkNote, and then make up some questions that no one really understands, and they think it's smart.
Just put subjective or objective in that sentence every now and then. You should be fine. What is the subjective objection of morality in today's culture, according to Huckleberry Finn? It's like, it's like that's not even. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, Dr. Whitfield, if you're out there. So,
like asking Jesus, like what he thought about. I don't even know what he thought about Sun-drop at reading I Am the Wine. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense.
Did you just compare Sun-drop to wine?
Yeah.
What doesn't even make any sense. It's not like Jesus went and made water. Where did he drop it low after he turned it into
comparing subjective morality to Huckleberry Finn. You
know what, man? Sometimes people through that eye hole looking at I don't know what he was looking at. I haven't read that book in so long. That's right, kids. Make sure you read up and yeah, weird. This is
surprise. That's actually the main point.
Where is God in all of Huckleberry Finn, Ryan? That's the real question.
I don't know. Somewhere in that racism.
That's the white man's God. Come on now.
There you go.
Great intro to a first beginning of a podcast. Oh, that was a horrible sentence. Okay.
This is perfect.
All right, here we go. Two dudes continue just struggling on, man. It'd be like that. So this Surviving Cardi B, hashtag Surviving Cardi B. I haven't even heard of this until today, and I'm just like, cool. So she's R. Kelly now, essentially.
Yeah, essentially. So I think it showed up on my Twitter, like at maybe lunchtime today, and it was trending. And so essentially, what she did, you might can find the video.
I'm fine. Well, actually, I found an article just now about. So this is the way that it. In the clip from an Instagram live recorded 3 years ago, the rapper said, I had to strip, I had to go, oh yeah, you want to explicative me. Yeah, let's go back to this hotel and drugged, culturally appropriating word up. And I robbed them. That's what I used to do. Yeah, so apparently she drugged men and took their money. The problem is it's like, is there a lot of background on Cardi B? Like, do we know where she came from? You would obviously know more than me because I'm in the heavy metal culture. You're not.
I used to know more, but it's been a while. But I think a good source for that would be what's his first name? I'm gonna look it up real quick. It's McCrudden, Michael McCrudden. He does all these like life checks on people and looks up their histories and
Wait, is
stuff.
that dude that like he feeds off people after they die and makes money off their
Yes.
lives or whatever? Dude,
Yeah.
that dude's trash. Don't even recommend. If any of you go and listen to McCrudden on your podcast, you're trash. You know why? Because this man basically just feeds off of the lives of people so he can make money after they die. So no, don't use that. I would rather use like a Russian site that gives
That's
you a
true,
virus.
and he clearly does try to like hook up with like gives a like legit proposal to every woman he does a recording on. But
Dude, God.
anyways,
It's like
the only reason I recommend it was because he actually could tell like her background. But I mean, plenty of people probably can know the few basics. I mean, as much as I know, she was a stripper. she grew up in the hood. I mean, and she was on what Love and Hip Hop.
So here's the thing that I find interesting too. So I didn't realize that she was 26 years old. I thought she was older. For some reason, I'm not really sure why I thought she was older. I guess she just kind of gives off that air, like not in a like in a wise sense, but more just like her attitude. Like I get like a much older impression from Cardi B.
Yeah,
But then again, she did let Offset cheat on her, and then he went right back to her. So you know what, man? You stupid at any age, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. And she took him back, which I thought was weird. But that dude did beg like publicly way too much. I mean, he's a desperate little child.
Oh, cool. So like toxic masculinity. I did wrong, but it's your fault. Like, dude,
Right,
like
right.
come on.
You're supposed to take me back, even though I'm a terrible husband.
For real. God, dude.
But now she might just be as bad. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's pretty sketchy. It seems kind of like a double standard, though, if we don't like treat her the same way as we treated some other people. You know, because we'll throw men under the bus, say, hey, you know, like, you drugged this person and you took their money, used them, abused them, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, drugging someone's not cool. I don't care who you are, you know, what kind of struggle you're going through. Like, I mean, it could have been worse. She could have done, you know, worse things to a
Unspeakable
person.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Which today is not really that unspeakable, but still, I don't know. It seems like something that's got to be called out. But then again, like, you get into legal things, and it was probably so long ago, legally nothing can even happen. And I doubt anybody's probably even going to come forward because those same guys probably don't know who she is, or if they do, you know, she looks completely different. That's another thing I do know about her is, like, since she got famous, she got a lot of work done, and not only that, but obviously, like, she went through the glow up, and so I don't know if people even notice.
Right. So on this article that I'm looking at too, it's on page6.com. I'm not sure how exactly reliable this source is, but it seems to have the most information on it. Her response to it was, I made the choices that I did at the time because I had very limited options. I was blessed to have been able to rise from that, but so many women have not, she said. Whether or not they were poor choices at the time, I did what I had to do to survive. So that makes me wonder if she was a stripper or anything. I wonder if she was in like a human trafficking type deal. Because, I mean, then again, remember that, like, I think it was like the 14, 15-year-old girl that shot the guy that she was supposed to have sex with because she was being she was part of human trafficking.
Right.
And I believe that Rihanna spoke up for her. Beyonce and Kim Kardashian were all like, we'll pay her legal fees or something along those lines. So, while it may be wrong, we do have to consider the situation and the place of authority that she may have been in at that time. So if she was a stripper, there's a lot of factors that go in that. Was she acting independent?
Mm-hmm.
Did she have a pimp? Was she being trafficked?
Right.
Oh, wow, that was bad. Whew. Sorry, I had an aneurysm. So I think there's a lot to consider, but at the end of the day, yeah, I do agree it's wrong to drug someone, but it's also wrong to openly objectify and solicit sex.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
the guys aren't, like, innocent here either. I would never say that. But, you know, I think it's the same thing as it's still somewhat victim blaming, you know, on the other side. You could say, well, woman, you know, she was in the club with a short skirt and she was popping mollies, so, you know, but the guy, like, you know, molested her, raped her, you know, whatever, robbed her, and it's like, well, it's kind of her fault. Well, I mean, she was making unwise decisions, but that doesn't warrant her getting, you know, anything bad done to her by him.
Absolutely, because again, there's an objectification there. Because it's like, it doesn't matter what a woman's wearing. It doesn't mean you have the right to touch them, regardless. Mm-hmm. And getting back to that, I think that maybe that's an issue that we have as a culture is that it's so easy to objectify from a distance, if that makes any sense. I don't feel like objectification is such a personal thing anymore because of how international social media is, even with Instagram or anything. Because, like, think about how quickly this spread once it finally got out and everything. So I think there's a lot of factors that can play into the whole situation with Cardi B and then the men that she was having sex with when she was a stripper and everything. So, yeah, I mean...
The only other thing that I think really got to me was she said to survive. And, like, I think if we flip the script, it's still, even if a guy was in, like, you know, some type of trafficking situation or whatever, that we still wouldn't treat it the same. You know, it's like,
Right.
well, I drugged a woman, you know, and did whatever to survive. You know,
Right.
It's like, it was a struggle back then. You know, I grew up in the hood. It was a rough lifestyle, so I had to do this to survive. I don't think we would give that guy as much grace, which I don't know if they're going to give her grace, but I'm just saying, you know, if she wasn't being trafficked and if she was independent, you know, this does need to be something that's not quite forgotten. I don't know if they can prosecute, and if not, you know, that's our legal system,
For sure.
and we have to respect justice right now.
Well, I think one thing you mentioned earlier, just right then, that men there's not as much leeway. But so here's another apparent quote from her. There are rappers that glorify murder, violence, drugs, and robbing, crimes they feel they had to survive. I mean, if you look at, and obviously you would know more about this than I do, but with a lot of modern cultural hip hop, there's a lot of emphasis on objectification of women. I mean, even Rick Ross came out with a song talking about how he gave a woman Molly and then had sex with her afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think the problem is that there's just too much leeway. Like you can't say one thing applies to a certain person if it doesn't to another. I think that's what it really boils down to.
Yeah.
So yeah, so surviving Cardi B, we'll see how that unfolds. Because that's rough. Like overall, that's really rough.
I definitely don't think it's like the next R. Kelly thing.
No.
Like, I think surviving R. Kelly was a total different thing because that's something that was still ongoing. That was something like
It was with underage. It was with underage people
Right.
as well. So
those people, you know, were either brainwashed or kind of forced into something, and now, you know, and even if they were choosing it, they were choosing to participate in something that was demeaning other people as well.
Yeah.
And they would know that. But with this situation, two people in unwise situations, and one which you know, maybe in her situation, like the stripper lifestyle is the only way to get by. So I don't want to say like that wasn't necessary. You know, it's sad, but you know, it may have been her only way that she could go at the time. But that, you know, still, I don't know, what she did was wrong, but I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as R. Kelly or anything like that.
right, no, for sure.
And as far as I've seen, I haven't seen any survivors, like, you know, come forward about Cardi B.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think that'll lead into as well, like the men may be even embarrassed to like come up. Right. Or like admit that something like that happened because that's, you know, that's emasculating, I'm sure. But at the same time, like if a man were to be drugged and his money stolen and everything, again, you have to look at the situation and everything, but like...
Plus, a guy in that situation probably doesn't want to be found out because usually...
That's true. Especially since she was a stripper and everything, this could be married men. I mean, could have kids and everything. So it's a very tight situation to be in on both sides because there's a standard that I think each person is held up to, and they both fell short of that.
Right.
So,
all right. You want to move on?
Yeah.
Our next trending topic of the day.
So this one's probably going to be one of my favorites today.
I need to pull this up and make sure the numbers are right. But
I just tried looking it up, and I'm afraid that it's going to track me for cookies and start sending me ads now.
Gosh.
I'm really scared because I'm not trying to have this. And guys, we're not trying to be like vague or anything, but here, I'll go ahead while Ron's looking it up. Apparently, supposedly 55,000 students in the UK have sugar mamas and or sugar daddies. And boy, I'm trying to get some. You kidding me? I will absolutely take a sugar mama. I need somebody.
Oh no, I ended up on the website.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Here.
So basically, mine's about to get raided.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, and apparently in this, like, 1,000 alone at Cambridge work as sugar babies, and that is wild. What do you have to do to get this? Like, do you have to fit certain criteria? Because I'll get plastic surgery. That's fine.
Do you want to just run through the website to see what it would take?
I'm really scared to go through
I'll
the
pull it
website.
up.
But
Here.
okay, you know what? You pull
I've
it
already
up.
been there once. Okay, so. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Okay, what's up?
I was wrong. We shot short.
Okay, so how many
We
realistic?
shot like. Oh my gosh.
How many
I
people
don't
are we
even
looking
know.
at?
So I said, we originally said like 50,000.
Right.
It says, join the 475,000 students in the UK who have turned to seeking arrangement and sugar daddies to avoid student debt and secure a better future.
Okay, I'll join. What do you mean? I don't.
It's been
Like-
a thing. They're calling it Sugar Baby University.
Boy, what? Are you serious? Hold on.
Here, let's walk through how it works.
Gosh, that's wild. Yeah, please, I'll take notes. Hold on. And again, for anybody that's interested, we have no affiliation with any of these sugar daddy websites. We're simply just looking through them and just talking about them. So, you end up getting a sugar daddy, turns out to be creepy. That's on you. It's not on us.
Okay, so this says, yes, we are not, endorsing this, but college is hard.
Maybe my college should. Maybe someone, Reed will come back.
I'm just wondering, like, how many people do this in the U.S. That's something I want to find out. But, okay, so, and I'm surprised that this is legal. That's the crazy thing. I mean, I get it, like, escort services, where you can kind of hide it under, like, old people want young dates.
Right.
But this is, like, they clearly are out claiming the term. So they know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it says, getting started. 1. Join. Meet millions of members by joining our site as little as 5 minutes. So as
That's
little
all
as
it
5
takes,
minutes, you can sell away your sex life for $2,900 a month.
That seems kind of cheap, though. Like, don't get me wrong.
I know, honestly,
Like-
it's the same. That's what I was thinking.
Like, maybe it's just because, nobody wants to pay us. I don't know what I'd do if like, a woman walked up to me and was like, I will finance everything for you if you just come live with me and let me, like, dude. Like, not saying that I would do that. That's incredibly wrong.
I think it
Well-
depends, too, like, how often a week is this? Is it, like, once a week kind of deal?
Right.
Or is it, like, every day?
Well, so my question is with all this, and maybe somebody will mention this in the comments, because I'm genuinely curious. So when you have a sugar daddy or a sugar mama, are you allowed to have, like, boyfriends or girlfriends? Like,
No.
can you continue on a normal life, and you're at their call and demand? Is that what it is?
Well, here's the unique thing. So this is step 2 of the getting started process. So you get to write your own contract. So it says add a photo, define your terms, and explain your arrangement expectations. So in quotations, according to your contract. So you get to kind of write out your own contract, and whoever likes it picks you up.
That seems so sketchy. They're like, do members have to go through like background checks? Because I feel like with this, it would be so easy for someone, say, who's a sex offender or something. Which, granted, I don't know how many like rich sex offenders are. I wouldn't know. But
Right.
like,
Well, maybe I think the customers probably do. I'm wondering because this is signing up as the arrangement. Like
Okay.
you're not the person seeking, but you're, offering. You know what I mean?
okay, yeah, no,
And
I see what you're saying.
it says it only takes 5 days to get you hooked up.
So basically, hold on. So when they're saying they're doing 2,900, is that 2,900 flat, or like is this like taxes taken? Or is this like a straight like we're paying you an exact like 2,900?
Well, when the report came out, I think it was Washington Post. Let me see.
Because I'm sitting here looking, because I'm curious. So for those of you listening, 2,900. If we did that in a year, you'd make roughly almost $35,000 a year. And like, I don't know, like $35,000 a year to be an escort. Like, I ain't gonna knock it till I try it, but like,
So you have to be 18 to be on the website.
well, that makes sense because if you're underage, that's just, I mean, that's illegal.
Right. Looks like they're already having legal problems with like a girl that was actually 14 and signed up, and the dude was 53.
Oh, well, here's the question. So, in terms of, is an escort always sexual?
Well,
Especially if you craft your own contract.
and I think they're probably avoiding that term purposefully.
Right.
Make sure that we're actually still recording here.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yes, we are.
Sorry for the pause. We got scared. We're new to this. So, all right, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
okay. Just to make sure we keep that straight. Like, man, we just lost like 10 minutes of recording.
Yeah, we'll try 20.
Maybe
Yeah, so, because the thing is, like, it's incredibly, like, of course it's illegal for somebody underage to craft a contract and be up as a
it's
sugar baby.
practically prostitution.
Yeah, essentially. But I'm wondering, like, could it be charged as, like, that person could be a sex offender if no sexual act was? 'Cause, again, it's still wrong. I'm not saying that, like, there should be accepted. No, it's wrong. But, like, if there's no sexual interaction, should it be...
I think it's still weird, but I think it's acceptable. I mean, like, I don't think there's morally anything wrong with it. I mean, it'd be like taking your grandmother to, a dance or something.
No, that's a little different. Come on, that's somebody you're related to. Don't talk about me, Ma. I'd absolutely take me, Ma, to a dance. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. I'm saying it's not like, it's not something that like would be absolutely terrible. If you're making money doing that, I mean, that's like a pretty easy job. You get to ride around, assuming these people are rich. I mean, you're not gonna. Nobody normal is just gonna chunk out $2,900 a month, just to hang out with a teenager or an adult, young adult.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm assuming these are rich people. So if you get paid just to go drink wine and hang out with a bunch of rich people at parties and occasionally watch a Netflix show and maybe eat a cheeseburger, like it's
Okay,
probably a steak. Never
anybody
mind.
Anybody out there listening? If you want to pay me $2,900 a month to come eat a cheeseburger with you and just get to know your family, look, me and my girlfriend will split the profit. No, hire me and my girlfriend. We'll come and get you to know your family personally, and you can pay us each $2,900 a month. That is perfectly fine. Bring it on.
Okay.
I'm so ready for that.
So I guess let's go ahead and answer your question with what they say.
Okay.
So they say, what is an arrangement? An arrangement is where people are direct with one another. I can't even speak. With one another and stop wasting time. It allows people to immediately define what they need and want in a relationship. It's like, okay, I can do that. Our profiles allow members to effortlessly state their expectations. I mean, you are taking 5 minutes to write it. It's not, technically without effort.
Right, right.
This is what we like to call relationships on your terms. What is a sugar daddy? Successful men and women who know what they want. They're driven and enjoy attractive company by their side. Money isn't an issue. Thus, they are generous when it comes to supporting a sugar baby. What's a sugar baby? Attractive people looking for the finer things in life. So I guess that's the expectation. You gotta be attractive. They appreciate exotic trips and
But that's
gifts.
subjective. You can't say this person is objectively attractive. Like, that doesn't make any... Like, what does that mean? You have to be attractive. Like, okay.
I mean...
Like, somebody
let's
I can
be
think
honest.
ugly, maybe you think is beautiful.
Okay,
Like,
I don't think anybody's necessarily unattractive. I just think there's a lot of people that don't know how to take care of themselves.
okay, no, you're wrong. There are people who are absolutely unattractive. I don't care what you say. Okay? Have you seen the members of the 1975? They are not attractive human beings.
I have not. I need to see this.
Yeah, you absolutely do. Hold on, guys. We are about to prove a point. Look up the members of the 1975, and they're just proof that people love talent and not necessarily, which is a good thing. You should love somebody's talent. But, dude, one of them's like me and got a lazy eye. Like, it's so... By the way, no offense to anybody with lazy eye. I have one. It's they're annoying. I hate it, dude. It's such an annoying thing to have a lazy eye. 'Cause it's like people don't know which eye they should look at when I stare at them. It's like, I probably shouldn't stare at people, but
Okay,
So-
with all this makeup, this guy looks like the Joker in what, what do you call it? That DC movie that came out last year.
you talking about Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Oh, with Jared
Look
Leto
at
or
this.
Leto, whatever his name is.
Look at this. Is that,
Woo!
oh,
We almost dropped the iconic can.
does this not look like him?
Again, this just proves my point. For those of you that's at home, look up the singer for the 1975 and tell me that is the face of a god. Tell me, please.
Okay, it looks like in some pictures. Okay, like this, not that bad. But some of those other ones got weird. Not gonna lie, but that was like 2013.
Yeah, but we all look.
They're probably falling apart.
You guys in 2013, I looked like a ham sandwich because I was like 15, so I looked like a legit ham sandwich. Like,
Dude,
come on.
I was like, you saw it. I was a stick in a cowboy suit. You remember that?
It was disgusting. See, I still wear the same
It's
thing I did
terrible.
when I was 15. I still wear the band
don't.
t-shirts and black
I'm
jeans.
completely different.
And I'm so glad you did, guys. I can't tell y'all. I used to be an old man in a young man's body wearing sweaters and like these ugly like brown sweaters of like Ohio University and stuff like it was the weird stuff. Okay, so not to sidetrack a little bit. So I was just looking. I'm looking through like various news articles that have been popular lately. So get this. You ready?
Yeah.
Human foot found on Canadian coastline. The 15th since 2007. Authorities are seeking help identifying a foot found inside a Nike sneaker. What are y'all doing in Canada?
Yeah, Canada's so weird.
Look,
That's
bro.
where McCrudden's from.
Okay,
All
here.
right.
This is apparently like an official quote. This is the 15th human foot found on British Columbia shoreline since August 2007. The coroner service said this week in a news release. And this is a little bit dated. This is about a month back. The agency said the foot. I like how they give you the foot size. The agency
Wow.
said the foot was in. Whoa. The agency said the foot was inside a 9.5 size light gray Nike shoe. There's no reason for alarm, according to an official. One thing we know is that these feet that are found,
Somebody lost feet, man.
they're not linked to any sort of suspicious circumstance. I wanted to clear that up to make sure people are aware this isn't a cause for panic.
Did they say they were British feet?
It's British Columbia. Like,
Oh,
it's in
okay.
Canada. Hold on.
I
How
thought
you
they
gonna
were like
tell me?
defining like ethnic, like what race we're assigning feet to.
They like look at the toenails and
It's
like,
like-
see how properly cured they are. So here's a legitimate question. What do you mean don't panic if somebody's out here taking people's feet? Like, could you imagine you're just running, like, enjoying yourself, and all of a sudden your right foot's gone? It's like, whoa. Like, yeah, there's no suspicious play. Okay, Canada, we get it. Y'all just don't
Whatever.
want to
Y'all
scare
are just
people,
casually cutting people's feet off. You know, just
Hey.
leave them.
Hold on. So, yeah, there's, like, even a document here that shows, like, where they're found. They're all within, like, 5
That's why
miles
Jordan
of each other.
Peterson left Canada. He's trying to not get his feet cut off.
Well, we know he's not going to New Zealand after the the whole thing, because, like, yeah, you heard about that. Like, he's banned,
Yeah,
like, from going to New Zealand because apparently the shooter,
they won't even sell his books.
yeah, because apparently the shooter had like a lot of Jordan Peterson like books. He was apparently a big fan of Trump, and there was some connection with PewDiePie. I'm not super familiar with that,
I
but
know. Yeah.
yeah, I'd say there was some connection to PewDiePie, which kind of sucks because again, it's people that commit actions like that that just ruin like everybody else's reputation. Because what he did was horrible. That was
Yeah.
an atrocity. There's no reason why people should have to suffer like that.
No doubt.
So,
So what happened with PewDiePie? Essentially, so this dude, I don't know if you saw the video. It was terrible, but
I did not, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't, to be
yeah,
honest with you.
I'm wishing that I haven't. But you know, Twitter, everything trends, and next
Yeah.
thing you know, it's on there. But
Right.
so while that was trending in the video, so he starts off and he like, you know, he says he kind of gives like a homage to all these people, even though he says in his what do you call it in his manifesto that he
Right.
you know hates capitalism, he hates conservatives, he's not a Christian, you know, all this stuff. But then he like calls out all these people that are all three of those things,
Right.
or at least one or two of them. And then he goes in. You know, we know the battle of PewDiePie versus T Series. For anybody that doesn't
Yeah.
know that, that's T Series is a popular music channel from India, and they post a bunch of their music, and they're coming up in closer subscriber rate to PewDiePie, which he's been number one for plenty of years, and
he's been number one since roughly, I want to say 2013, 2014. So he's been
probably
number
right.
one for a long time.
And I mean, just off their battle alone about who's going to get number one spot, he's gained like, I'm pretty sure it was like 26 million subscribers.
Yeah. But there's also speculation a lot of those are bots and such.
Right.
Like just duplication accounts.
Well, anyways, off of that, so this the sun drop's getting to me. So
your fake wine.
I'm over here like, oh. So that's how gaslighting people treat it, like it's wine. Never mind. I'll take that back. Well, yes, they treat that like it's wine. Sundrop like sweet tea like it's water. There you go. But anyways, so yeah, right before he went into the shooting, he was like, "Oh, subscribe to PewDiePie," and runs out and does his thing, and so. Automatically, and this isn't the first time it's happened, like Vox and a bunch of other liberal media has tried to tie PewDiePie to crazy things. Even conservative media, too, with, like, shooter games, and back in the day when they used to critique it, but which is totally switched. But, yeah, so with all that, they tried to throw Trump into it. They tried to throw PewDiePie. Who else did they throw into it? Jordan Peterson, so that's why he's banned. So.
Yeah.
And I'm like wondering, they passed the what was that we said just got past the Article 13 for copyright, and it deals a lot with YouTube, and so I'm wondering if New Zealand's going to use that to even like copy strike his stuff.
Right. Well, there was even with New Zealand, there was I just read it before we started this podcast today that apparently they're looking at possibly. Restricting some aspects. See, New Zealand debates free speech after ban of accused mosque shooters manifesto. But the thing with that, and there would be some people I'm sure that would be like, "Oh, they're trying to get rid of free speech," but that's hate speech, though. Like his manifesto. So,
his
manifesto is hate speech essentially. It's with intention
it's inciting
of harm.
violence.
Yeah,
that's a total different thing. Peterson's book is literally a self-help book. There's nothing in there where he's trying to incite violence. He's inciting peace more than anything, peace with yourself and peace with others, and pretty much how to build a better society out of building yourself first. And it's the exact opposite of what that other man did. He focused so much about how he thought he was better that he went and took out other people. It shows the correlation exactly what Peterson is saying. Like, if you don't work on yourself first, you're never going to be able to change the world in a positive way.
For sure.
Instead, he chose not to deal with his issues, and then he took it out on everyone else.
And it's just sad that he took it out on a specific group of people. Because the reality is, like, I can't imagine being killed in a place of worship, a place of peace that you find with your God, whether that's Allah, whether that's Jesus Christ, or whatever. It's just sad. It's really, really sad. But yeah, so the whole free speech debate, I'm looking it up right now. There are people who are opposed to the banning of the manifesto because they believe that it obstructs the free speech that New Zealand has. But also it says here that New Zealand's common law does not protect freedom of speech necessarily, but it's encompassed and is a general assumption.
Right.
So, I mean, you can't. It's a lot. I don't think they can pull the same cards that we do here over in America. And even in America, we look down, and YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, Instagram, they all take out hate speech. If it incites violence against a person or a certain group of people, they don't have it. Mm-hmm. So, again, that's a touchy issue for a lot. I'm sure that a lot of that will unfold. Going along with the New Zealand thing, did you see that they banned assault rifles, and I believe it was extended clips. I could be wrong on the extended clips part, for like 72 hours after the shooting. Incredibly fast.
So it was a permanent ban, though, right? It wasn't temporary.
Yeah, it's a permanent ban. Okay. Well, it's similar to what Australia did back in the 90s when they had their mass shooting.
Right.
So.
Well, we saw that play out in the wrong way, and it's even recently. I was just following a news source the other day where they were posting multiple things because Australia has or at least had so many strict gun laws that. It didn't affect the criminals at all. Rather it affected the people that was trying to defend themselves. It showed multiple, videos where criminals were still getting, fully automatic guns, and shotguns and things that were taken away from the people, and then robbing stores and then killing people when those people didn't have anything to defend themselves with. It's kind of a sad issue there, but.
Well, that's where kind of that fine balance comes between wanting to take guns and wanting to keep them, because it's a matter of you want to be able to protect yourself, but you also want to try to eliminate the threat of more people getting killed because of gun violence.
Right.
So it's a really sensitive
hard line to press.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And one thing, just as a disclaimer with this podcast, we're never going to push one way or another as far as a political agenda. We're just here to simply say facts. That's about it.
Yeah.
So we'll always keep with that. So, also moving on. So, let's head back to the weird news. I do have one more thing. Okay. So, over 1,500 turtles found stuffed in more than 1,500 live turtles found duct taped and stuffed in suitcases. Customs officials made an unusual discovery in the Philippines on Sunday. The turtles were found duct taped in left behind luggage. The Bureau of Customs at, and again, forgive me if I mispronounce this, Ninoy Aquino, I believe, International Airport in Manila said. So apparently they were exotic turtles that were estimated at 4.5 million Philippine pesos, which is the equivalent to almost $87,000 in U.S. currency. Are these like turtles laced with drugs and you lick them and you get high?
I know, right?
What is this?
What are these people doing? I mean, I know turtles are kind of like, a treasured thing because they're not, I don't know, how do you say it? Like, certain species of them are like going extinct, right?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe they're endangered. Several different types of turtles were found in suitcases, including star tortoise, redfoot tortoise, sulcata tortoise, and red-eared slider, according to the Facebook post.
Interesting.
So I'm assuming that, they're probably endangered, and apparently violators may face up to 2 years of imprisonment and a fine of 200 pesos, which is about $3,900.
But somebody just left these there? Like, it's just in baggage claim floating around, these turtles are trying to get out?
Well, like, you just wasted all that money.
Was there water in these bags? Like, water and sand? Well, like, what are... I don't
even know.
That's
why.
That's
God, this sounds like some Florida stuff. Like, come on.
Right. This had to happen in Florida.
Gosh, dude.
It's really a ploy. We're just trying to blame it on other people.
Speaking of that, have you done the Florida thing? You look up your birthday and... All right, let's do it. Hold on. We're going to do it here on the podcast. Florida, all right. Florida man. All right, here we go, boys. All right, so you can go first if you want, then I'll go. I'll tell you what I'm
go ahead and go.
Okay, hold on. Give me just... Wait, what are you typing? It's like Florida man arrest. What is it? Florida man.
I found mine.
Wait, what do you actually type? I forget.
Okay. Let's see. They published it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, wait, I just typed into the Google, but maybe it's a website. I don't know.
Well, no, I don't think it's a website. Hold on. Let me see. What did the Florida man do on your birthday? Okay, let's find out. There's apparently a website at TC Palm.
Okay.
So, this looks sketchy. I'm going to get out of there before I get a virus.
It's one of those. Yeah, I don't know. So the first thing I typed in, but this is not my birthday, so I don't know why this came up, but it's what's today? Okay, it's for March 20th. So I don't know why it gave me this at all, because it's typed in my birthday, which is April 25th.
Oh, I found mine. Florida man charged with trying to barbecue sex offenders at motel.
Say it again?
Okay, so Florida man charged with trying to barbecue sex offenders at motel.
Wow.
I
mean, kudos. No, I'm just kidding. Man, that sounds like some Netflix stuff, Like,
gosh, this
dude's doing justice, but
it's like some Dexter stuff.
Yeah, like real life Dexter up in here, except he barbecues people instead of cutting them up.
That's a horrible way to go, my man.
So I don't know why this popped up, but it said Florida man attacked by a crazy squirrel going nuts, and it was raised by his neighbor. But that's not mine. So, all right, I gotta find it.
What? I was sitting here trying to figure
So
out.
I think this is
Like, you think it's a play on words? You're like, a squirrel goes nuts. Like, you think it's just a play on words?
yeah, they're just messing. Watch it not even be real. Okay.
You say that, watch that man be in the hospital because a squirrel attacked him. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, this website has so many cookies. It's kind of lame. I'm trying to find like Florida Man challenge. Here we go.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
All right. News headline for Florida Man, April 25th. What's your bizarre Florida Man story? The hashtag Florida Man challenge. Okay, we get that.
Cool. Let's just explain to the audience as if
I
they're
know,
not already
right?
up to
Why
date
is
on
it
this.
not
Like, truthfully, it's like, cool. I guess we're just gonna do that because we're just gonna assume that our audience is stupid. Yes.
I know, right? Like, just tell them everything.
Yeah, it's like,
a
yeah,
bunch
we're
of
gonna.
5-year-olds that don't know culture.
So, all right, I can't wait till somebody locally finds out that we're the ones doing this podcast and we get shot for insulting them.
You're right. This is gonna happen. Okay, dude. I don't know. It won't show. So nothing
Okay,
happened
hold
on
on.
my birthday.
Hold on,
There we
nah.
Yeah, nothing happens on Ryan's birthday.
What's your birthday, Ryan?
April 25th.
Hold on, let me. I am. So apparently, I don't know if you. So I did hear about this too. And I don't know if this is completely true. It also says that like why you should steer clear of Florida Man Challenge. Apparently, that there's some people who believe it's like a conspiracy to like gather information off people, like steal their information. And it's like,
Okay.
it's like, oh really?
Yeah, you can learn everything about me just because of my birthday. There you go.
Ryan, you say that. I
I
mean,
wouldn't lose my identity next week to somebody who listens to this podcast.
well, you know what, man? It'd be like that. If you want to steal my identity, you can be me because I hate myself. So
I do nothing that has to do with my birthday, so whatever.
you say that, watch them like get into your Google and start messing with our podcast or something. It's like, oh god, no.
Start posting like single
So I see-
seeking arrangement like offers, you know, like hey bro, you want to hook up, you know?
Ew. If any of y'all ever comment on this and somehow find me and my co-host here, if you guys just do we want to hook up, you better be a sugar daddy because I'm trying to get some.
$2,900 a month. I'm looking at like 36. This sounds like
Ryan, you ain't worth 36. I'm worth 36. I'm willing to do anything for the money. You're not, Ryan. You'd get grouchy.
It's like
You'd be
$900
like,
a week.
you'd be like, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. I'm on my man period. I'm just out here trying to have some sun drop and some boiled peanuts. All right.
I thought you were about to say something else than a boiled peanuts, and I was like, oh god. So first of all, Logan Paul Flat Earth documentary.
I know you hate Logan Paul.
Dude, I despise Logan Paul. Like that's such a oh my gosh, he's such an annoying dude. He was in the town where my girlfriend lives, and some friends that I graduated with got some pictures with him, and I'm like, dude, like, ew. Like I won't let that man touch me. That man is.
But you know how successful he is, though. Like, and this dude, like, posts... And,
You know who else is successful? Charles Manson.
Yeah, okay, I'm not... Well, that's debatable.
I mean, the dude has a whole cult after him. He's famous, so... Just because you're
Is it
famous...
active, though?
He's dead, Ryan.
I'm saying, is it active? The
Yeah, it's
cult?
active.
No.
Yes, it is. I'm looking this up. Hold on. You can look up Logan Paul. I'm going to look up
Okay.
now. Let me turn off my cookies.
This
Hold on.
dude yesterday is talking about how he's tired of being a YouTuber and how he wants to be, like, big in Hollywood and
Wait, who, Logan
music
Paul?
and whatnot. Yeah.
Ew.
And I get the music side of things, but Hollywood's falling, dude. Like, why you want to go from being, you know, one of the most successful YouTubers making millions a year to working for like Hollywood production that's pretty lame. And even himself has made pretty awesome movies, and he probably made the best mockumentary because really it's not a documentary.
Well, no,
on
I
Flat
didn't
Earth.
know that it
He's-
was an actual documentary.
He's like making fun of flat Earth people the whole time. Which
I
if
mean, they
you're a
both
flat
have about
earther-
6 brain cells, so...
if you're a flat earther, you know, it's a fun theory, not gonna lie, but
Are you just bored? Are you just like you're so intellectual? It's like a reverse. Like they're so intellectual, just like, hey, let's just make up stuff. We intuitively know the Earth is flat. Oh,
NASA's the Illuminati.
Like, I don't.
We need to have Chef's dad on a podcast.
Okay, so actually, let's give some background. Let's give some. So we have a friend of ours. His name's Chef. He's one of our best friends, and his dad believes that the Earth is flat. And there's like, he sends me emails, guys. I wish that if I had time, we'll dedicate a whole podcast episode
Just reading
the emails that get forwarded to me from Chef
Sounds fantastic.
about how California was like a pagan sacrifice, and like the Earth is flat, and like he doesn't believe in science, but he does because we need empirical proof that the Earth is flat. And it's like, even that documentary about the flat Earth, they disprove themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, it's like pseudo intellectual crap. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah. I wonder if these people have any degrees. Like, the guy that he showed was like the head dude in the mockumentary. I wonder if he like is actually a scientist.
Okay, so hold on. We're gonna go through a list of celebrities who believe the Earth is flat.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll see how this goes.
Okay, so all I'm saying is, like, if anybody I like is on there, I have to immediately stop. Oh, okay, yep, B.O.B.'s on there. Fantastic.
Well,
Okay.
that dude like wanted to endorse like his own documentary, right?
Yeah, well, he wanted to prove it to. So here we go. So first and foremost on the list is Tila Tequila. Ew. So that's a lay. That name is. Well, before she was banned from Twitter, she was banned from Twitter for posting a picture of herself and two other men giving a Nazi salute. And
Okay, so
Tequila was one of the most prominent flat earthers out there. She briefly enjoyed a moment in the spotlight when one very passionate rant went viral. Dude, like, you just completely discredited yourself by doing the whole Nazi salute, the Sieg Heil. Like, okay, so next, no, don't send me notifications, People Magazine, no, please.
you start getting flat.
It's like, oh, no. Okay, so B.O.B.
Some KKK dude emails you.
So, yes, can you believe in just one short year ago that rapper B.O.B. got into a Twitter feud with astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson over whether the Earth was flat? Where's your proof? Please tell me.
I've been saying, why has no one went to the edge? You know, like if we,
Well, the theory is that is because like the government's controlling the edge. Like the world governments don't allow people to go to the edge.
right, but apparently they have enough. Like they claim to have enough people that's been leaders in the government that's known about these things. It's like, so why did they not get to go? Like, why did they not just, they clearly have clearance. It's like, I'm pretty sure these leaders aren't real. And if they are, they're just messing with people.
So somebody's like, the next person is Thomas Dolby. I don't even know who that is. Apparently he released something called The Flat Earth in 1984, and it was adopted by his fan club as their official name. Dolby does not believe in a flat Earth, but Flat Earth Society Daniel Shenton credits Dolby's album with inspiring him to discover things. Okay, excuse me.
I thought you were saying Dobby.
Dobby has no master. The Earth is flat. It's like, okay, cool. Like, that's... I'm just like, it's amazing how all these lesser known, no, I don't want to subscribe, people. So, like, it just amazes me how, like, it's all these people who really have no background in science, and people, I guess, would make the argument that neither you or I have that background or anything. But, like...
But I have common sense. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you better watch out. We're gonna have another.
We're gonna have like an entire flat Earth community on here.
Oh my god!
But hey, it's for the views. So
just know that we're not gonna give you the satisfaction of responding. We might read your comments on the podcast and be like, sure, like let's debate it. We'll get Neil deGrasse Tyson.
We'll just keep trolling.
You know what? Give me Bill Nye. Give me Bill Nye and Ken Ham.
Does Bill Nye believe the Earth is flat?
Don't ruin this for me, Ryan. Don't ruin my childhood. Please don't. I can't take that.
So you like Bill Nye?
I love Bill Nye.
Really?
I think he's a little bit of a jerk, but like I overall like him. I think he's a pretty solid person.
He's like an atheistic Mr. Rogers.
That's a good way to put that. Well, you remember when he had his whole debate with Ken Ham? That was an awful debate. Like on both sides, that was horrible.
They're both.
Don't even compare them because Ken Ham, like I can't. Okay, so I know we're going off a little bit of a tangent, but I can't get with Ken Ham because like, what? Like,
Yeah.
it's just his ideas on creationism and just like science in general. It's just like, dude.
It's like
Here,
he believes we like God took the earth in order to like make it appear old, like threw it in a back into like a microwave and then threw it back in the freezer and then threw it in the microwave again. And now it's like,
Is that
oh
what
yeah, the earth looks terrible now. Here we go. You know, like
Well, okay. So one thing I don't fully understand, and this is like there's a fallacy to argue like this, but like they talk about how he doesn't believe
this
in
is
evolution.
we're not trying to like argue like
No,
serious
no,
things
no,
here
no,
at all.
no, this is-
we
this is-
could go really in depth, but
No, this is purely-
just fun.
Yeah. And so like one of the arguments that's made is like he doesn't believe in evolution, but yet he looks more like a monkey than rather than the rest of us. Like, have you seen this man?
Yeah,
like-
let's pull it up. Oh my god.
Like the dude looks like he looks like he was thrown in the microwave, then put into the freezer, then thrown back into the microwave. Like,
Dude, I hate to debate this guy just to like
I'd be afraid he
have
might
him
rip my.
looking at me.
I'm
Yeah,
afraid he might
like,
rip my face off like
Look
that
at this
chimpanzee
picture,
from a couple
dude.
years ago.
He it's like Planet of the Apes right now. Alright, like
Ken Ham, please
wow.
don't sue us. Please, if there are any Ken Ham fans, I can't help it that your looks like Planet of the Apes.
But you know who else kind of has a monkey face?
Who?
And don't worry, he's white. So
Oh
so
my
we're-
gosh, Ryan! Ryan.
We're not making this race relation at all. But Sam Harris,
Who is Sam Harris? I don't know who that is.
he's another scientist. He's
I-
as a nurse.
Maybe that's the peak of evolution. Is as you get closer to the truth, you start looking more like your primitive ancestors.
I guess
like-
that's true. Richard,
Okay,
Bill
okay.
Nye looks kind of like a lizard.
No, okay. Moving on with what people look like. Richard Dawkins looks like a turtle. Like, legitimately looks like a turtle. So we're just
This is
gonna
gonna be our new segment, like match the celebrity.
yeah, match a celebrity too. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a man I know named Danny. And it's just they both look like turtles, dude. It's again, if you haven't taken a close look at Richard Dawkins, I don't think you understand what a turtle looks like, because this man is the peak of tortoise evolution. So this is what God
He was
intended.
he was in that bag in the airport.
He is a thing that costs $87,000. A turtle that wrote the God delusion. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I wish that I could be priced at that much. Like, you get a bunch of me and prices like that, I'm completely down for that.
Speaking of that, what is Daniel Aiken's net worth? I bet it's the same as those turtles.
I don't know. Does it show his net worth?
No, probably not. SBC doesn't kind of do that thing.
And again, just for information,
I know he makes like $500,000 a year.
Daniel Aiken is the current president of Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary in Wake Forest.
Yeah.
So
It's not that mainstream.
no, not really. Okay. Let's go off on another little bit of a tangent here. Let's talk about a man that I like his argument, but I don't necessarily like his style, and that is Ben Shapiro.
Really?
The conservative god, rather. Maybe that's the way to put it. Because facts don't care about your feelings. Like,
Exactly.
I mean-
exactly.
dude, he's only 5'7". He's shorter than us. It's not intimidating at all.
I don't know. Like, that dude's debating tactics are like airtight.
Again,
Like, and I know he's like super small, but first he's Jewish, and then on top of that, the dude's like the best debater I've ever seen.
he was what we would call the master debate. Okay, guys, so we're coming actually up to the end of the podcast right now, into our first. So the last thing that we do want to touch on, it's one thing in particular that I want to talk about, and it's extremely relevant right now because we've kind of been all over the place. I want to talk about Jordan Peele for a second and us.
Okay.
Did
Did we skip over top? I thought we were just talking about something, but we didn't really touch it. Nah, it's
No.
good. And I really don't care to talk about Brie Larson. She doesn't deserve it. So let's just keep going.
Okay. So basically, Us by Jordan Peele. I saw it this past weekend, and just my opinion on it, it was a good movie. It was hard to understand at first, and I kind of mulled over it, and then just gave up and looked up articles on what it meant. So, so there's a lot of like cultural implications. I don't want to give any spoilers or anything in here, especially for you, Ryan, since you haven't quite seen it yet.
Yeah,
Um,
but I'm fine with like knowing the general plot.
well, there's a focus on an actual Bible verse, Jeremiah 11:11. Therefore, this is what the Lord says: I will bring on them a disaster they cannot escape. Although they cry out to me, I will not listen to them. Obviously, very like apocalyptic, very much like doomsday. It's biblical. Anyway, so yeah, the main thing about this is like, it's just there's chaos like throughout the movie. It's just absolute chaos. And I will say a quick shout out: Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric's Awesome Show plays in it. Also, the guy who helped create Dr. Steve Brule with John C. Reilly.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Tim Heidecker as a comedian and as an actor. This is like his first major role in a movie. Yes, he can be my sugar daddy. I'm so down.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and make an arrangement.
Yes, sir.
Let's write this contract.
All right, guys, and that's pretty much gonna wrap up our first little episode. Yeah. So what did we learn today, Ryan? We learned that surviving Cardi B, she doesn't pee on people like R. Kelly. We learned that 50,000.
You can get a pretty good sugar daddy in 5 minutes.
Gosh, that's amazing.
If you're in the UK.
500,000, man, I'm so down. With the New Zealand shooting, again with free speech and everything, there's a lot to do with that. We'll keep our eye on that. We'll talk. Yeah, it's extremely sad, and we'll definitely talk some more about that as things kind of develop. And obviously, some celebrities look like animals. Specifically, Richard Dawkins and Danny Aiken look like turtles.
There you go.
So yeah, it's
Ken Ham. There you go.
He looks like a ham sandwich. Get it? And and then Us is really good. I recommend you go see it. There's a lot of cultural implications there. And so yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the first episode of Two Dudes Podcast, and we'll hopefully not have to read your comments.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
We'll see you next time.